Last night, Dragon's Den was trending everywhere. People couldn't stop talking about one man, Francisco Gimenez. He's the founder of a company called You've Beauty, and he walked into the den with a bold idea and an even bolder offer. Francisco asked the Dragons for £250,000 in exchange for just 1% of his business. 1%. A number so small it almost sounded like a mistake. The Dragons were stunned. They laughed, they looked at each other, some even shook their heads, because on that show, people usually offer 10, maybe 20%. 1% felt impossible, but Francisco didn't flinch. He stood there calmly because he knew exactly what he was doing. His company had something special. A smart hair color mixing machine that helps salons create the perfect shade every time. It cuts down waste, saves time, and uses clever technology to mix the exact amount of color needed. He also had patents, real legal protection for his invention, which meant no one else could copy what he'd built. That gave him power. That gave him confidence. So when the Dragons challenged his numbers, when they asked how he could possibly think his company was worth £25 million, Francisco didn't back down. He explained his plan, his vision, his belief in what he'd made. And slowly the laughter turned into interest. The questions became serious. The mood changed. By the end, two Dragons, Sarah Davies and Stephen Bartlett, decided they didn't want to miss out. They teamed up and offered him £500,000 for just 2% of his business. Francisco agreed. He walked out of the den with double the money he asked for and still owned 98% of his company. That almost never happens on that show. And that's why the internet exploded. Because people saw something rare, someone who knew exactly what they were worth and refused to settle for less. Some viewers called him arrogant, others called him a genius, but everyone agreed on one thing. It took confidence and courage to ask for 1% and mean it. In a world where so many people undersell themselves, Francisco reminded us that it's okay to believe in your own value, that it's okay to stand your ground, even when others think you're asking for too much. The deal wasn't just about money, it was about belief. Belief in your idea, belief in your work, belief in yourself. And that's why Dragon's Den was trending last night, because that 1%, that tiny number, showed us that sometimes the smallest share can tell the biggest story.